Welcome guys, today we're doing a healthy classic spin on these sloppy joes, and we're going to start by browning 1 pound of grass-fed beef. Meanwhile, start your kettle. We are going to need about 3/4 cup of boiling water. Alright everybody, so if you've tuned in before, you know that this is one thing I love to use for a quick food hack as far as dicing is concerned. So just to show you, I have pulsed or sliced or shredded, I guess, the equivalent of about 3 to 4 carrots. We're also going to use garlic in this dish, so I'm going to take 2 garlic cloves and I'm just going to pulse them with the carrots real quick because we're going to add them all at the same time to the meat. And that's it. That will save you guys from dealing with stinky fingers from garlic or having to press it down or mince it or whatever else. Just throw it in there with the carrots so it gets pulsed up nicely. Okay, so actually before we head back to the beef, my water has boiled. So what I am going to do, this is another food hack I use all the time, is my Ninja. If you guys have one of these at home, it comes in handy for so many things, from salad dressings to soups to purees, whatever it is. I love this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and add about a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of boiling water. Now, if you cannot get date paste from your local grocer, which I have here, this is just dates that have already been ground up, you can throw in about anywhere between 4 to 5 whole dates. So just to soften these up a little bit more, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the boiling water. But you at home, if you don't have the paste, would just go ahead and throw all 4 or 5 dates into the water like so. And what that does really is it just loosens up the dates and makes them soft so that we can blend it. We're not going to use all the water in there, but we will reserve just a little bit of it. So just kind of let that sit there for a few minutes while we check on our meat. You can see it's browning really nicely. I'm just going to turn down the heat a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and add in all of our carrots and our garlic. I don't know, I get excited about the colors of food. I mean, when I see vibrant colors like that, it just lets me know that I'm eating healthy. I'm feeding my kids healthy food. And I've said it before, the reason I dice my veggies up so fine sometimes is because they're a lot less likely to even know that they're in there. I sneak vegetables into my kids whenever I have the chance. So I'm just going to let this kind of saute. I did not render out any of the fat. I was only using 1 pound of meat and there really was not a lot, so I'm going to use that little bit of fat that rendered out from the beef to help saute my carrots and my garlic. Oh, it smells really good already. In place of carrots, whatever you've got in the fridge, guys, if you've got a green pepper, a red pepper, yellow pepper, if you've got zucchini, use what you have. You could even use celery, although I think it might change the flavor a little bit, but zucchini or peppers would be a great replacement instead of carrots. So I'm going to go ahead, put that back up to about medium heat, and I'm going to let that saute and kind of let the flavors marry while I go over and check on my dates, and we're going to make our quick tomato paste puree. Alright, so I have taken out probably about half of what I put in. I think I'm left with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the water with the dates. And then to this, move this back just a little bit. To this, I am going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Make sure you don't just leave this sitting out and this goes to waste, guys. Put this in a little container, put it in the freezer if you don't think you're going to use it anytime soon, or stick it in the fridge, but don't waste that. Tons of other recipes I have that you can use that for. And then I'm going to use 1/2 can of these diced tomatoes. You can use tomato sauce, tomato puree, even whole tomatoes if you have them on hand, because they're going to get ground up anyway, so it really doesn't matter what state they're in when you take it out of the can. So about 1/2 can. And then we're just going to pop our lid on and blend. This is basically the equivalent of homemade ketchup. So if you're doing the Whole30, I know there's recipes out there, but this would be a great one. So we're just going to blend. For about 15 seconds or until it's completely incorporated. And what you are left with is something of that consistency. I'm going to taste it to make sure. Wow, that's amazing. Whole30 ketchup. There you go. No additives, no sulfates, none of that other crap. Just tomatoes and dates. I love it. Okay, so now we're back at our pan. And in addition to the sauce that we just made that we're going to add in, I'm also going to add in 1.5 tablespoons of a good apple cider. One tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Make sure it is compliant if you're doing the Whole30. I am going to add in about 1/2 to 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And I would normally use onions in this dish, but you've probably heard me say my 5-year-old is not a fan. So just to get that onion flavor, I'm going to add in about 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder as well. So if you want to use whole onions, when I went to chop up the carrots and the garlic, you could add those onions in with that and just make it into the shredded state that the vegetables were in as well. So we're going to mix this all up. And then we're going to add in our sauce here. Turn the heat down to a low to low medium. And that is pretty much it. I am going to add some fresh parsley to this. If you have dried parsley, that was something you can add in when you add in the salt and the onion powder. Probably about 1/2 tablespoon. Fresh parsley, I'll probably add in about 1/4 of a bunch of chopped fresh parsley. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in that 1/4 bunch of chopped fresh parsley now. Mix it one last time. And guys, you have yourself a healthy, and when I say healthy, I mean healthy. You know everything that is in this dish. Comfort food, Sloppy Joe. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you like.